Hi there, it's Katrina, your Phoenix and Scottsdale Realtor. Hi, you might be thinking about moving to Scottsdale either from out of state or even just across town. And so this week, I'm going to talk to you in a more focused section on Scottsdale market for 2025. So we'll look at the last 30 days as compared to 3 months back. And the reason I'm doing this is the market is shifting, and so I do need to chunk it down to make the data a little bit more accurate. Prices were higher a year ago, so I can't compare versus that. I'm just going to break it down and focus on the most in-demand zip codes, 85254 and 85255. They're some of the more popular ones. Scottsdale has about a little bit more than 250,000 population, and those two zip codes are about 45,000 of it. So about 18% of the population live in those two zip codes of Scottsdale population, that is. So, and Scottsdale as a whole, it's known for its desert beauty, its resort lifestyle, golf, shopping, dining, and that's why it's in demand, and it's here and it's strong, and even when the market shifts, it's still a highly desirable area. So next slide here. So we're going to talk about Scottsdale as a whole, Scottsdale single family homes. So over the last 30 days, they had a median price of $855,000, and that's about 19% more or less, below than it was the previous 3 months. And the time on market is about 69 days. 449 a square foot is the average, and there's about 1,600 homes for sale. And so the month supply also available rose to a little bit more than 8 months. That gives buyers a little bit more breathing room as opposed to earlier this year or even more than last year. So I'm also going to look at Scottsdale as a whole just for condos and townhomes because, some of you are looking to be lock and leave buyers, you want just a vacation place, or you just don't want to have a lot of upkeep. So for condos, also people may be downsizing. So downsizers, seasonal residents, people who want Scottsdale amenities without the yard work, condos or townhomes are a way to go. So in the last 30 days, the median price was about $525,000, which is 4% lower than it was about 3 months ago. And so those homes average around 66 days on market. And so you'll notice the price per square foot is lower, $375, and there were about 259 of them for sale. And we are now over 6 months supply for condos and townhomes in Scottsdale. So showing more of a balance now in the condo market. Okay, so on the next slide here, we are going to look at zip code 85254, single family homes. This zip code is known as the magic zip code, and it's special because if you get a Scottsdale mailing address with it, but Phoenix property taxes and Paradise Valley schools, it's like the best of all the things combined. It's magic. That's why they say it. So on top of that, you're close to Kierland Commons, the Scottsdale Quarter for dining and shopping. And in the last 30 days, single family homes here, they had a median price of $808,000. And that one is down even more, down about 17% from the previous 3 months. Homes here stuck around 71 days on market. The price per square foot was $432. And we're sitting just under 7 months of supply. And so it shows that buyers right now have more choices in a historically tight neighborhood. So it's a very good opportunity to buy. Okay, now let's move on to the magic zip code 85254. Actually, we're not. There's not enough condos or townhome sales in the zip code in the past 30 days to create reliable data. So that's the whole point, in the past 30 days. And this is expected because this zip code, it has mostly single family homes on larger lots than 85255. The lots are a little larger here, and the condo segment is more limited. So for 85255 single family, this is Scottsdale's North Luxury Hub. So we're talking DC Ranch, Silverleaf, Troon, McDowell Mountain Ranch. And this area is also anchored by TPC Scottsdale, which is known as the Tournament Players Club Scottsdale Golf Course. And that is the PGA Tour golf course that the Waste Management Phoenix Open happens at, also known as the greatest show on grass, famous for its stadium-style 16th hole. It's like a party at the 16th hole every year in the Waste Management Open. So for the past 30 days, the single-family homes here in 85255, it averaged 1.32 million. So the price per square foot is going to be quite a bit higher here. So their time on market though, 66 days. Their supply doubled in the last few months. So 9.26 months of sales, or 9.26 months of inventory available. The sales have slowed down a little bit. It is summer. It's not a high time to buy typically in the Phoenix market, and which includes Scottsdale. So It shows that buyers do have more negotiating power in Scottsdale's top luxury zip code. I do want to point out one thing in either of these two zip codes, if you have a property that has been very recently renovated, modernized, very high end luxury, uh, you may not have as much negotiating power because that seller may have just invested a whole lot to get that upgraded. So your buying power is never as strong when there's a few things to do as when it's completely gutted and renovated. So keep that in mind. Still being said, there may be some value there because there's more concessions happening now than in a long time. So it's worth it to ask and look. All right, so the last slide here. So there are lots of townhomes and condos in 85255. It is a very common second home area for buyers who want low maintenance living. They don't want to give up the luxury setting, but maybe they don't want the full commitment to a single family home. So the median price over the last month is $820 for a condo or townhome. It's slightly below the 3-month average. That time on market is higher than the other. So 87 days is average, and they're sitting at about a 7-month supply. And it's a smaller segment, but even here the sales pace has slowed. So when we compare August 30-day snapshot to the prior 3 months, in general, Scottsdale shows more inventory, a little bit longer market times, and some softening prices. Lifestyle demands remain strong though. So 85254, that draws the families in with the schools and the location. 85255 offers the luxury communities, mountain views, PGA level golf. For buyers, this means more opportunity. So for sellers, the strategy matters more than ever. And if you'd like a street level look at your home's value, I'd be happy to walk through it with you. Or if you have an agent already, at least you're a little bit more educated now. And still, please follow me and my channel, or follow me, and I'll keep giving you the data and the goods as the weeks go by. Thank you.